Welcome to Earth Calling, a series about matters of the earth, stories of the environment, the wildlife and the wide natural world around us. Some good, some grim and some that need urgent attention.
This show will transport you to exotic, beautiful places nestled in the lap of nature and take a hard look at environmental concerns that threaten their future survival.
Can you imagine Srinagar without the Dal Lake? Agra with a yellow Taj Mahal? Or the Corbett National Park without tigers? In Earth Calling, we meet people who watch out for nature, raise crucial questions and fight the odds to save that one tree, that one animal, or bring water to a whole thirsting village. Through this, we look at ways in which perhaps we can each make a difference. This is the story about Earth Calling and those who followed her call. Today I stand in the heart of the Sahyadris, in the land of coffee and spice and the wellspring of the Kaveri river. I am in Coorg in Karnataka.
Coorg district, locally called Kodagu, is internationally recognized as an important biodiversity hotspot. One of the richest rainforest zones, these misty hills hold within them a mecca for insects and birds. You can spot trees full of beautiful butterflies, and sometimes at dusk, if you're lucky, you can even spot the ethereal lunar moth. This exotic expanse is home to the Kodavas or the Coorgs. A tightly knit community, there are only about 1.5 lakh Coorgs across the world. What gives Coorg a special flavor is its coffee and spice plantations. Coorg is the coffee district of India.
Not only is coffee the world's favorite beverage, it's also very eco-friendly. Here in Coorg, coffee is shade grown, so trees like rosewood, giant mahogany, fig trees, they shelter the plantations, in turn shelter bees, insects, birds and butterflies. Well, no wonder so many scientists and conservationists, they all want to come down here to Coorg and study this unique biodiversity. But the big question is everything all right in this coffee and spice paradise? Payal?
Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
Purab.
Payal Molur runs Go Wild workshops, spreading awareness about wildlife.
Big spider you're looking
Yeah.
at.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
She has been exploring this region for the last 2 years. Payal is a complete wildlife buff and absolutely inseparable from her handicap. I met up with Payal to check out some footage that she had shot here last year.
This is actually the cardamom plantation, this whole place. See, this is how they kind of spray it.
It was during the spraying of insecticide in one of the plantations here that Payal came across this shocking sight.
Yeah, and this is the first bird I saw. This is the Indian pitta. And you can see how it's bobbing its head like that?
Sitting right next to it.
Oh, it was here. It was right here.
And it was
And I just picked it up. Not moving. It was too. I almost stepped on it. I didn't see it. I'll just show you one where. Yeah, this one. See, you can see this bird. You can see it there against the bark of the tree.
Yeah.
And when it's trying to flutter up, it's got no control. In all, we saw about 18 birds.
18 birds.
18, yeah.
And how many of them died?
Only 3 survived. I think most of them we got dead. We didn't even get them live.
Okay.
And you can see it's not even gripping. Its claws are like this. You know? It's not even, see? You can see. Can't even stand.
My God.
All the blackbirds we got died. And there was one little bird we got. And that you can just see I'm holding it and it can't even open its eyes. Its head is just
Twitching.
twitching. That died.
Tell me, when you were actually in this field, when it was getting sprayed, what was it like?
Ghastly. It was really bad. I mean, I could feel, I was like dying in there. I couldn't breathe. For 2 days we kept it. We gave it glucose water. Kept it in a little box. And on the third day we released it. Go.
So do you think it's actually the pesticides, because there's not really major research here? It's something you found after they sprayed the pesticide, which is a possibility.
I think so, because there doesn't seem to be any other explanation to me from what I saw and what I've recorded. Because we saw them, they were spraying, and the next thing we had these birds dying on us.
Okay.
And some other plantations, when they had sprayed this, people had told us that we've seen this happen, where we've seen birds literally falling from the trees. But I think someone needs to come and take a very serious look at what's happening over here.
In this area, when you walk in the silence of the hillsides, you have so many beautiful sounds of birds. Around 350 species of birds inhabit this area, a rare treasure that is being disturbingly threatened, perhaps unknowingly poisoned by the very plantations that have so far sheltered them.
My fears were confirmed when I spoke to Dr. Kushalappa, a zoologist and a local Coorg coffee planter who is in the process of converting his farm to 100% organic.
Per se, we were using a lot of chemicals as nutrients for the plants, as a pesticide, as an insecticide. We've been using a lot of that. Okay, that has impact. So when you're talking of berry borer, a very common pest in Robusta, the chemical we are spraying is endosulfan, which is otherwise banned in most other parts of the world, but in use, though it is banned in India. So like that, there are many other chemicals that are also used in the coffee plantations, which are hazardous not only to the plants and the microbes, but also to the human beings who consume this.
It is clear that use of chemicals is quite extensive in the plantations, but use of banned chemicals is really crossing the line. I remember the smell of DDT as a child. Whenever they came around to spray, we'd rush to close the window. In America in the 60s, Rachel Carson single-handedly battled against the use of DDT. But in India, it is still used for killing mosquitoes and flies. Rachel Carson had found a direct link between the dying of birds and the extensive use of the pesticide. Today, many studies prove the damaging impact of pesticide not only on birds, but on all living things, including us. Pesticide poisoning passes from generation to generation. Children of seriously exposed parents are born with deformities and some with mental disabilities.
Don't panic, it's organic. That's the coffee. 100% organic, grown right here in this plantation. No pesticide usage. And it tastes great. That's Anurag, Sujata and Maya. Let's go find out about this organic coffee.
Sujata, a walking encyclopedia of plant systems, and Anurag, a PhD in molecular biology, quit their 9-to-5 urban existence to find an alternate life for themselves, and more importantly, to find alternatives to destructive practices like use of chemicals.
One of the things that hit us a lot during our travels through the length of the country was this amazing, unprecedented use of chemicals in all our foods, in the cereals. You come into the cotton belt, I mean, it's a blind use of pesticides going into the field month after month.
Today, their seed idea has grown into a fully fledged organic farm. Coffee, both Arabica and Robusta, cardamom, pepper and vanilla, everything here is 100% organic, totally chemical-free. Through their organization, WARPRED, Sujata and Anurag have developed biological forms of pest control. I was keen to understand the science behind this.
We've managed over these years to build up the trophic level or the food level for a lot of the predators, the birds, the dragonflies, the spiders, the frogs, the wasps. Those are really important. And they have built up at such levels that they do most of our pest control work for us.
In other words, there is a whole micro food chain operating here. The geese, spiders, frogs, damosil flies are the predators, the carnivores. The plant-destroying pests are the prey and the vegetarians. By reintroducing and maintaining this natural predator-prey link, the balance in the ecosystem here is maintained. One good bioindicator of a balanced rainforest ecology is the leech. And they sure do make their presence felt.
Compost. Some of these bridges might be slippery.
To tell you the truth, these leeches pretty much psyched me out until I saw little 7-year-old Maya. I held a leech in my hand for a few seconds. I threw it away.
What fascinated me most about this organic farming is that all answers are in nature itself. Extracts from plants showing pest repellent properties are sprayed on the crops to protect them from insect attack. These extracts are harmless and enable us to support the predators in the plantations.
And in effect, what we're telling our pest, which is going to come as a borer or something on the cardamom, that this tastes bad, you go to an alternative. And we provide that alternative by leaving a lot of the weeds that are along the channels or on the sides of the slopes.
Simple concept, pretty effective. Every little thing, plant or animal, has a role to play here. It's amazing when you see the web of life at work.
It's an Arabica berry just ripening. You put the whole thing in your mouth, you can suck it.
And chew it.
Yeah. As these coffee berries start ripening, we have a wild civet cat in these parts, and they will come and pick some of these ripe berries and take them. But they will eat the part that you liked, and the coffee bean itself comes out in their dung.
Okay.
So in another month or so, we'll go scrounging around our plantations and find these dung heaps with the coffee berry there. And we pull them out for our nurseries because we've got a naturally selected, early ripening, very sweet coffee berry.
Okay.
But in Europe, that coffee is sold at a premium, 4 or
Okay.
5 times the price, because apparently coming down through the gut gives it a special flavor.
So if I swallow these and they come out in my dung in the morning, they'll have
try.
a premium.
Premium value. I have no idea. We never tried human gut coffee.
While Europe pays a premium for these naturally collected beans, our homegrown premium cardamom is sprayed with pesticides. The reason? To make the cardamom look good. A cosmetic spray for cardamom. Only that it's pure poison.
That's the thrip damage, the scarring. Now this scar, if you see on a cardamom and you eat it, is not going to harm us. But we have a lot of sprays done in many parts of the cardamom growing areas just to keep the strip damage off, because cosmetically this cardamom is down now. But that the pesticides that coat the cardamom directly is like taking a pure poison into your system.
Next time I go buying veggies, it'll be a good idea to pick the ones with a caterpillar in it. If the caterpillar has survived, I stand a chance too. Spending time with Sujata made me feel quite equipped with organic knowledge. But Maya made sure my basics were in place.
And that's bagan.
Okay, here are the most efficient bioconverters. Eat grass, take out dung, equal to compost. Right?
We make our own, generate our own compost, and that takes a lot of manpower.
Composting or making of the biofertilizers is a labor-intensive and a time-consuming process.
So we're trying to work on methods to economize on that.
EM or effective microorganism is something that speeds up the breaking down of molecules in compost or biofertilizer.
So I'm just doing it by Andaj, about 50 mils in.
What this means is, whereas traditionally compost could take 8 months to mature, now it can be down to 2.
So these are like new technologies that are coming in, which give you a handle.
But
Well, can
they
I
require-
switch? Coorg is one of the hotspots of diversity in the world. And anyone who lives here, their responsibility to do something about conserving these. It's up to us to nurture what we have, or we're going to lose it. It's so easy to lose.
Water from the Kaveri. The Kaveri also happens to originate from Coorg. We're on our way to see some elephants. It's a long, long way to their poo. No. It's not that bad actually. It doesn't smell that bad. It's elephant dung. Rich in, you can see the amount of seed. The seed content is really high. Eat grass, do dung, spread forest. Hold it there. Good boy. Good boy. I'm here munching on some lovely sweets. If you look it down in this paper, 10 rupees, that's what they cost. But the real reason of being here is not in this paper, but in this paper. Rampage in coffee estate. Elephants rampaging in coffee estates. Let's go find out about it. Seems like there's a lot of elephant raiding happening over here. If you look outside the window, you can see all the fields have been electrically fenced.
It is easy to see that the steady spread of coffee estates has dangerously eaten into crucial jungle areas. Coorg includes two of India's well-known wildlife sanctuaries, Nagarhole and Brahmagiri. With the population of India's wild elephants down to 20,000, the forests here are crucial to the survival of these ancient animals. Over the years, with increasing fragmentation of forest areas in many parts of India, human-elephant conflicts have increased. In some villages, as darkness falls, villagers have to keep vigil to protect their crops from raiding elephants. In the last couple of years, the human-elephant conflict in Coorg has escalated too.
Yeah, we had oranges, we had coffee.
and I've come to meet Achappa to get an insight into this fairly new occurrence here.
If you remove the fence now, what do you think will happen?
It is surprising if I tell you, even today, the elephants have come close to the fence, afraid to touch the fence, dig out the soil, throw it out. They show their,
Aggression.
how
Powerful.
irritated they are, how much their passage is being blocked by this fence. And from the time I could realize, probably about 35 years down the lane, I think there was absolutely no problem. No problem. The rainfall pattern was excellent. And the forest cover was more, at least 30% more than what it is today.
Well, we are in the thick of things in Coorg right now, and you've often heard of deforestation, but have you ever heard of someone who's rebuilding forests? Come with me.
Hi there.
Hi, Pamela.
Good to meet you.
Pamela, along with her husband Anil and a friend Tara Chandar, began with a plot of 55 acres. Their philosophy? If anyone has to save the Western Ghats, why not do it ourselves? Built painstakingly by recovering plantation land acre by acre, the 300-acre Save Animals Initiative Sanctuary is possibly the only private sanctuary in India.
Those back hills there are the Brahmagiri Wildlife Sanctuary, and our border goes right up to the Brahmagiri Wildlife Sanctuary. This is a biodiversity hottest hotspot. The main help we're giving to the coffee planters here is because our sanctuary abuts the Brahmagiri Wildlife Sanctuary, we provide an elephant corridor to fresh water. We also have bamboo growing all over, which the elephant absolutely loves and is a very important part of their diet. By providing them with water and food here, we're able to keep them from going into the plantations outside. All of this here, elephant, 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 this is all elephant. Coming in to eat that bamboo. And they come down here because a little ways ahead, we've planted bananas for them. And you see how the mushrooms are coming out?
Yeah.
This is why elephants are so critical and crucial to a healthy forest.
Every step with Pamela was like a discovery. It slowly became clear to me that every little plant, every wild tree that grows has its own vital significance in the region, something that is totally forgotten when entire forests are cleared.
This shows you how essential native trees are. Look at the root systems on these trees. Look at how extensive it is. You see? This.
My God.
How essential they are.
How big it is.
Look at him, he's huge. He's a great-grandfather, hundreds of years old.
These guys are fatso.
Think of all the years this tree has seen. So much history.
Yeah. One of my friends taught me to hug trees. But this tree is such a fatty, it needs 7 hugs on all sides to get one complete hug.
The spider teaches us perseverance and reminds us to keep the web of life intact.
For Pamela, commitment to nature is a way of life, and she extends it to all aspects of her living.
Okay, Pamela actually tied this for us because she didn't want anyone to get hurt while we were shooting up here. This is one of her mini windmills.
Mini windmills, yes. Our whole place is run on alternate energy, solar panels and wind power, and 3 small hydro turbines on a pontoon in the river.
And
This is
do you
gonna start turning.
you take any of that power from state or
Nothing. We are not on the grid.
everything
We're
is produced
self-sufficient.
here?
We're self-sufficient.
Great. That's just superb.
As I soaked in the wild natural surrounding, I could see the pieces of the jigsaw coming together. The stepping stones for the future are already there. An organic outlook and growing consciousness to preserve Coorg biodiversity. What needs to come in now is a way to interlink these efforts. Coorg is a popular travel destination. In Coorg, ecotourism is being seen as an important part of the vision. Not only to get in some revenue, but also to spread the message about organic. Sujata and Anurag have found a novel way to make their work more sustainable and widespread. They have converted their farm into an eco-retreat called the Rainforest Retreat. Quaint, pretty cottages set amidst the thick of the plantations. Rainforest Retreat offers a traveler a very intimate experience with nature. Home-cooked food and piping hot organic coffee is part of the deal. Rainforest also has its own brand of organic products by the name of Don't Panic, It's Organic. Rainforest Retreat is a great example of conservation solutions for the future. A self-sufficient eco-model to preserve nature.
Coorg, with all its stunning beauty, fragrance and romance, is a conflicting mix of issues. Plantations versus rainforests, humans versus animals, and chemicals versus conservation. But the good news is that somewhere conservation is leading the way. There are people who are looking after this paradise, and what is being attempted today will be the vision for the future.